Part 3, and this is a continuation, and we have got words of Jesus here, so, or a story with Jesus. But this other text, this is coming down at the end. I'm not sure where this is going. I really don't. This is where I left off, which you did swear. Where is your love for us? And now this word here, what is it? I got the word God here. I've been putting the word God for us. My God. For the simple fact that it's been fitting pretty well, but the only thing is this puts it in character of well, let me show you, I guess. Here is what I'm talking about. If you can see the text here, up here, this is EL and this is LOAH added. Now there is another one in here that's got like no A, I think. No, maybe it's just like it is. But what I'm saying is, when I found text in Psalms 81 and 84, it's talking about like their God is better than their God, okay? But they're relating their God to Jesus, or as YV being a God, to have that likeness of what they consider. And so what I've also found is this is not in that direction, but it now speaks like this verse is that you are our God. So that's what that's how I'm seeing these words develop, by understanding what the text is telling us it says. So it puts it as a different writer though, because again, then it would be down here, it would be God as well. See, and that just isn't, remember God. They're always calling him by his first name or by Lord. Or he is the creator of the nation Israel, or their nation for all time. So see, now here it's the reproach of your servants. Okay, now that means that something's happened to them. And yet up here, the text is saying, if we know that if we don't follow David, the sons don't follow your commandment, you still won't break your promise to them. Which, if you actually study the text, this is the first text that I know that ever says anything like this. Now, if you find other texts like this that says that he will not break his promise and he will always do this, or because it's talking about now everybody going to heaven, they're not changing our Creator's mind here over this. This is what he is saying, because he's sworn to David by his holiness. He will not lie to David, nor to our descendants forever. See, that text is a first to me out of all the texts written, okay? Now, and his throne will be before you, and that's capital, and be established forever. But now all of a sudden, but you have cast off and rejected us. Now it sounds definitely like all this has been done away with. Maybe it will continue. I just have that strange feeling as I'm going through here. well, this doesn't need to be there. But he's not stopped his promise of what he's done. See, if they're being rejected, it's because they've left and went away. Okay, so what happened is that we know that he sends them off into captivity, but it's at another time he's going to bring them back. And so at this time, where is this time? Because if you have cast them off or sent them into captivity because because they defiled your covenant or your promises. See, it wouldn't have been our Creator that spurred his promises. Your promises for your servants. And it would be his servants, Jesus' servants. So I got to do this. And then replace that up here. They did it, not him. They spurned your promises for your servants. Okay, that's more truthful, because our Creator wouldn't just send them away and say, I'm done. That's not from the text above. They rejected your promises, not spurred, they rejected. Let's see. I don't want to do that. I don't want to make a 4th hour into this thing. They profaned their crown, their crowns, because there was many of the kings that went away from him, and then he finally sent them into captivity. Now, but if you have broken down, yeah, because now, oops, I need a different text. Otherwise, that's so hard to get rid of. That macro, it really sticks. Like the other ones I can back up on, but that one not. Now you have broken down all our walls. That's what they did when Nebuchadnezzar come through, because the king actually they were fleeing, not the king, but the people were deserting when the walls had finally been breached by whatever. I think they had cannon fodder going through there, because how else do you crash through the wall if you rammed it with, anyway. You brought our stronghold to ruin. No. 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 Now all who pass by now who all pass by plunder us. Okay, now if that's the correct word, us, now we know it's those, this is being written by those at this time, which would mean I think Isaiah. I think this might even be a writing by Isaiah, if anything. This part here. You have exalted. We have become a reproach. You have exalted our adversaries. Don't need to know what hand they were raised in. You have made our... Now if this is Jesus, his enemies rejoice. Yeah, let me do that, because they would definitely... Now I put that. Same push, repeat the keys. Made his enemies rejoice. You turned and that made him stand in battle. Because they never battled against Nebuchadnezzar, okay? They just came in and were so many that they just surrounded and then pounded down Jerusalem. And then the king fled. And you turned back our swords. If I would know which king it would be, I would put that down, but I don't. Yeah, I guess I do know. So you turn back You turned our swords. You turned away our swords. Away our swords. Not to make us. To not to make us stand in battle. You made, I'm going to say our splendor, and really it's their greatness, and I'll put that word because other kings, let's put it this way, there started to be large kingdoms like the old kingdoms of Egypt, and that, I mean, you talk about Assyria, there was a lot of people, because the text doesn't say how large Assyria was. I'm just guessing at it, but I know that it was like covered all of Turkey and probably had to even go towards the west a lot, because they took on Babylon, and Babylon, well, it was huge too. But when they became the two, you've seen how large an area that they went around conquering. It was just huge, to where it ended up probably being, I'd say, 800 miles widthwise, and all the way down to Jerusalem, and probably up into what I think is known as Russia. Or at that time, it would have been considered those that lived north, I guess. Og and Magog, and made our greatness cease. And cast thrones to the ground. And well, they kind of, you shortened our days. You shortened our days. That's the only thing I can think of. You shortened our days, and this can't belong. You recovered us. I mean, they're already gone, so, and it's not Jesus' shame. Covered them with shame. You have covered us with shame. You have cast our kingdom to the ground. And I have to put the word now here. And it's going to be like a question. Now how long? YV. This has to go like something like this as a question. Will you hide yourself? Period. Forever Will your wrath burn like fire? I'm thinking it would be wrote like that. I think that would even, I know it could be one sentence, but it could be broke that way. How long, YV? Forever. Will you hide your face or hide from yourself? Will your wrath burn like fire? Forever will your wrath burn like fire. And here, they don't understanding what's being wrote up here. Okay, you got that? So we know that this is the second part. Because up here, we know Jesus is going to come. But down here, this is completely different. So this is going to end up being two parts, definitely. Is for meaning our Creator doesn't have vanity, but vanity was created for the children from man, not of man. Children from men. If I divided that by one, I would say that if that's the way that guy wrote, then that would be it there. Because it seems 4 verse, 4 verse. And this is still 4 verse. But these are the only words we got. That would equal a 4 verse. What? Remember what our span of life is. And vanity you created is for the children from men. Yeah, their own vanity comes into play. They wanted to try to become gods by meditating and having a sex with a so-called female goddess. I don't have that set up yet, but I've talked about this in the past. If you've watched any of the other videos, you'll know. What man can live and not see death? What can they? Gotta include the females in this. I mean, it's hard enough to find females in here without making them like a deity over a city or something like that. Abyss, where's your love for us, my God, which you did? Where is your love for us? This is too long. Doesn't need to be there. For, get rid of the word which. For you did swear to David in your faithfulness to us. Remember us. By your faithfulness to us. Remember us. Remember the reproach. Well, I could get rid of the word us. Remember your servants. By your faithfulness to us, remember your servants. How do I bear in my reproach? Well, that is. How do I bear this? And that's referring to what he was just writing above. How do we bear this? And this would be as if these, like I said, those living that were left in the land, the poor, the weak, the elderly, the sick that were left behind. How do I do bear, how do we bear? How's that? Move it from that crazy word. How do we bear this? Every one of our people. How do we bear this? I don't want to try to use any of this. How do we bear this? Got to stick to the words above. How do we bear this? From all the peoples. I guess I would, from the passerbyers and stuff like that is what I'm thinking, is what they would be. Now, if you don't know what happened, they did set up a, when Babylon took off, whatever was left of the people, they did try to set up a governor and left some Chaldeans there with them to kind of keep them in line. But east of the Jordan River, it seems like they were not really guarded as being a threat, but they came over and then killed the guy that they had set up. And the story then kind of stops there and starts with Daniel in the book. But the thing here is since I know this, how do we bear this from all the people, from all, now many peoples would be many races, from all the races, because now they can come in and attack them. How do I put that? With which your enemies have reproaches. From all I would say enemies, from all our enemies, because they're not our Creator's enemies no more. Jesus' enemies, from all our enemies. Because now they can come in and raid and do whatever they want, because Babylon's not going to come down and sit there and rescue them, and they're on the outskirts of Babylon. From all our enemies. For they have a reproach. For you, YV. With which they reproach us, which now we reproach us. And I don't think this would be amen, amen. It does. I don't see this as a prayer. I don't see that as no. Not after reading this and correcting all this. So finally get to see what the text looks like and do a quick read, and then I'm thinking I'm going to call it as a good close, and probably call this video over with and done with for right now. Like I said, I gotta get in here and it's already 34. I don't want to make it that much longer. Boy, is this a long one. Okay. I will sing of your love for us forever to every one of our descendants, and I'll make you known your faithfulness to us, and I will say, your love for us is forever. You made a promise to your chosen. You swore to David your servant. You will establish his son forever and build up his kingdom from generation to generation. I've seen a lot of being divided here. You will establish his son forever. I could get rid of that. I'll praise your wonders while in their assembly. The counsel of the righteous one also. And the counsel of the righteous ones. All who are around him. YV are enemies. YV, oh, I see one. Why the creator of our armies? Why do you, who is like your mighty Yah? Your faithfulness will surround him. Guess would have to be broke there. You yourself did crush like a slain. I'm not sure if this is did will. Or surround them, you yourself will crush them like one, like those slain. You scatter your enemies with your mighty arm. Heavens are yours, earth is also all kind of, you created it. I don't see this having anything to do with the story, so that'll be out. Enjoy your name. This hooks together, but this. Of your throne, I'd say love. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your love. Because he doesn't need a throne, he knows who he is. Shout for in your name. Okay, I'm thinking I added the word at, but shout for joy at your name, or for your name. Righteousness and justice. No. Foundation of your love. Okay, let's do it that way then. And truth comes from you, comes from. Oh. Blessed are our people. They will walk in his light. Still want to put Jesus in here. In your name they will rejoice, and by your righteousness they are exalted. By your righteousness they are exalted, for you are the glory of their strength, and by your favor, for by your glory of their strength, and by your favor, our horn is exalted, for our shields not belong to our Creator, but our King is our Holy One from Israel's. You spake in a vision to your righteous and to your prophets, and this would be prophets. Prophets. Their prophets and prophesied you will help. Help him. I'm going to move this up here and get rid of this down here. Who is to be will be exalted. You have chosen him. You crowned him. You crowned David as your servant and anointed. I'm trying just to get through to make sure that King's Son, I read it that way. King's Son, that's better. I thought, did I edit that so badly? And then, like I said, this does tie up here. And this is needed here. And then it was like it's lost here. Okay, that's going to be one part. Oops. I think that's part of it. Yep. Okay, that's and I would add more to this. I'd add for how do we bear this. And then, wow, I did make that all one. Oh, no, right here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just, okay, because I did all that little extra little adding or editing. I'm going to copy it, bring it down here, and then I think it's way too long to get a screenshot, but I can make them smaller. Yeah, I think if you dig, that's a screenshot right there. Okay, and now I'm going to move it to here. And you're probably going to have to let me do these as well, just so I have them, and then I'll stick them together as well. And then I'm thinking that that would be a good place to break it. Let's see how it is on the screen. Yep. And then this one here. And then I think I better like that. And then like that. Okay. Did I make the text too small? Did I do something there? Well, I guess I'll know, but later. But if you do a PNG, you can expand it a little bit and get that text cleared up and make it the same font size. But that's the format, and we do have Jesus in there. But I am seeing two parts or missing parts to in between. But I do like what I'm reading here. It does sound like we can place this text as well, and that's important as well.